It has been quite dramatic, even right up to the final hour. I've just got word about an hour ago that actually the lawyers acting on behalf of Milmaria Investments Limited managed to go, after close of business, to go up to the Fiji Court of Appeal to get the stay that they had asked for. They wanted a stay on an earlier ruling granted this week, giving the U.S. warrant to seize the Amadea power within the Fiji jurisdiction. But now that yacht rather, has to stay in the port of Lautoka for at least 30 days, giving the defense lawyers time to file an appeal against the ruling.
So 30 more days, this saga will at least play out in Fiji. US officials had expected to sail the yacht out perhaps even this weekend. So what will happen to the crew and the captain now?
Well, after I got word of this decision, I actually checked with the U.S. Embassy officials here, and they hadn't received word either. So this happened pretty late in the evening. And so what we do know from talking to the U.S. Embassy officials earlier this afternoon, when the stay was refused in the High Court of Fiji, that the U.S. officials were just finalizing what they called pre-departure procedure and protocol, which also involved the welfare and well-being of the crew and skipper of the Amadea, who had chosen to remain in Fiji. Now it is anyone's guess what will happen to the Amadea and its crew, but we also know that there is a team of U.S. government officials, part of Task Force Capture, they call them, U.S. Marshals, Federal Bureau of Investigations, as well as the U.S. Coast Guard. They're going to have to wait and see.
So do we know any more about the investigations by that list of US officials that you just gave us? Do we know if they've been able to uncover anything? It's obviously a super yacht. It's worth many millions of dollars. But have they been able to uncover any evidence of interest?
If they have ISK, they're not telling the rest of the world. And in fact, in the initial proceedings where they sought to introduce the U.S. government a seizure warrant, they blocked out the media. And so we were not privy. They asked that there be a closed court because of matters of national interest. What we do know, though, is that Task Force Culture, which is an interagency U.S. government team, is very thorough in their approach here in Fiji. But the Defense Counsel's grounds for this appeal, or at least what they've said to us, is that they intend to force the Fiji courts into deciding just who is the owner of the Amadea.
When this case emerged, I'm sure Fijians were quite excited. I mean, it's a super yacht. It involves Russian oligarchs, perhaps, and what we've seen happen so far. People were excited initially. How do they feel about it all now?
There's a lot of frustration now. There's some apprehension. People are worried, of course. The scenes coming out of Ukraine of the Russian might is not very helpful in terms of people's confidence. The social media chatter and talk on the street is one of fear, but people are frustrated that the Fijian government resources and the resources of such a small country is now having to deal with this global situation, which is getting quite dramatic by the day. Earlier today, when the High Court had refused the application for a stay order, there was some relief. People were happy that this affair is now over, but apparently not. It's going to be here for at least another 30 days.
Lice Movono, thank you so much for your time, and I'm sure we'll be talking soon.
It seems like we will, Isk. Thank you.